Huh? How many believe the Bible? Let me see your hand. Do you believe the Word? Boy, a little boy went off to college, and he kind of got to learning some of the new things and some of the fantastic things, and he kind of got a little away, and he got out in philosophy, and he kind of got mixed up, and he came home, and he didn't know whether he believed or not, and so he was talking to a lady. He stopped a lady on the street. He said, "Lady, are you the lady in this community that everybody says believe the Bible?" She said, "Yes, I believe the Bible, son." He said, "Every word?" She said, "Every word." He said, "Lady, how about that story where that big fish swallowed that man?" She said, "You're talking about Jonah and the whale?" And she said, "I believe that too." He said, "Lady, how are you going to prove such a story?" She said, "When I get to heaven, I'll ask him." He said, "What if he's not up there?" She said, "Then you ask him." I'm going to believe the book. How about you, huh? Oh, man, that's great. I love those hills up there. I love those hills. I had a friend who lived up in those hills. His name was Elmer Jones. Anybody know him? Yeah, he said, now Elmer Jones arose at dawn and put his hunting breeches on and looked up at his shotgun on the wall. He decided then and there to bag himself a hunk of bear, because hunting he had plenty on the ball. So he milked the cow and slopped the hogs and kissed his wife and called the dogs, picked up his gun and started on his way. He crossed the branch and hit the trees whose height his head and zipped the breeze, let out a yell and pounded on his chest. But Elmer's tired and sick as he could be of lamb, chalk, and pickled and a hunk of bear meat he wanted for a change. But Elmer hunted the whole day through, and now the bear came into view, and Elmer's mind went back home on the kitchen range. And Elmer's mind was in a fog. He paused and sat down on a log to get his faculties back into groove. He heard a noise, and standing there was a great big grizzly bear. He grabbed his gun and turned around, but Mr. Bear just stood his ground. Ever said, "Now, Mr. Bear, it's either me or thou." Elmer's shoulders sprouted wings. His feet developed inner springs, and to linger longer he was disinclined. He ran so fast through muck and mire's ankles, set his socks afire, but Mr. Bear kept coming on behind. And a deer with antlers 8 feet wide got in the path of Elmer's stride. Together they went heading for the brush. But Elmer said, "Now listen, son, if that's the fastest you can run, move over, because I'm really in a rush." And that bear was gaining inch by inch and reached that far the final clinch as Elmer saw the fence around his plate. He jumped the fence and landed hard, jumped 60 feet across the yard and slammed the door in that ruined slate. The bear stood trying to get inside as Elmer saw the place to hide. Mrs. Jones began to pull her hair. She said, "This has got to stop. You better let the matter drop." Elmer says, "Honey, you tell it to the bear." She said, "Listen here, you goon. How come you think you're Daniel Boone, whose appetite on bear meat used to thrive?" He said, "Honey, I'm sure you're well aware that Daniel always killed his bear, but I done brought this baby home alive." All right. All right, you hillbillies from West Virginia, we're glad you're here. God love you.